Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, A Diva on a Budget. Excuse my glasses, I am a real person. Let's rewind that really quick. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, A Diva on a Budget. If you're new, hey, what's up? My name's Monique. I'm the diva of this channel. And if you're an oldie and you've been on the Diva Squad since the beginning, and you guys know you're the daggone bomb, welcome back, Diva Squad. Today, we are getting into part 3 of endometriosis. Now, I know you guys are like, oh, why do we need to know about all this? It's because if you're a woman, that's the reason. Hello. We need to learn about these things, you guys. We need to learn about our bodies and what can go wrong and the precautions that we need to take so that nothing does go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get that? So let's just go ahead and get on into this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and just go through everything that I did go through last time, just to remind you guys of the Storytime Endometriosis Part 2, because this is the ending and the result of my endometriosis Part 3. First of all, I love to be an advocate of endometriosis and to speak loud and to let everybody know that I was a person who went through endometriosis and also all the pain that came with it for 3 whole years. I also want to let you guys know that this condition / disease, because some people call it a disease, it's not anything you can catch by someone. No one can ever give you endometriosis. It really lived in you the whole time. It's just all about what your body is doing on the inside, and sometimes there's nothing you can even do to stop from having endometriosis. Also, I want to let everybody know that 1 out of 10 women is affected by endometriosis, and 1 out of 4 women have endometriosis and don't even know that they have it, and it's living in their body. They don't even know. Most of the time, women really don't even get pap smears yearly like they should, because they think they're fine and they feel fine, or they don't even know the precautions, or they don't even know what it is that their body's going through. So I think that maybe it could be possibly normal, and it's not. I know all the things that I went through when I had endometriosis. A few of the things that I went through when I had endometriosis, or some people say that if you have a reoccurring, it's called endomyosis something. I'll put it on the screen here. My doctor told me I had it. That's endometriosis reoccurring. And those candidates are not fun. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I do have a Coke. I usually have Diet Coke or Coke Zero, but you know what? Your girl can have a treat sometimes. This is my candy bar. No judgment zone. Anyways, it goes all about taking care of yourself. I actually, for a long time, I'm probably gonna say for 2 years, because that's when I realized that I had it. I, for a long time, just didn't take care of my body the way that I should have. And I can say, being in quarantine and locked up for a whole year pretty much added to it. I can also say that I can own up to my mistakes and say that I did some things that added to my weight gain, and wasn't pretty. I can also say that there were things that I could have done to prevent what I was going through, but I did what I wanted to do. It really is all about taking care of yourself and your body the way that you should. It's a no-brainer. It's really a no-brainer. I gained a lot of weight, and this condition can come with gaining weight. This condition can come with drinking. This condition can come with any bad habit that anybody could have, or it can just come by itself. I do believe if I was being more active that I probably wouldn't have gone through what I went through. But then again, you never know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was going to come back regardless, and I just had to keep dealing with it coming back. So, speaking out and letting you guys know that it was no fun. I had heavy bleeding when it came to the endometriosis. When I menstruated, I had heavy bleeding. I had clots, dizzy spells. I had abnormal periods. I had pain during sex. I had a lot of bacterial infections which come from that. I had a lot of UTIs which come with that too. Not a lot, but I'm just saying, like, more than a normal person would have. And so these things on top of what was going on with me and not knowing what was going on with my body just added to everything. The pain in my stomach was so unbearable at times. Every time I had my menstrual cycle, I was down for the whole first day, at least the whole first day. I was always taking Midol, Pamprin, Tylenol, stuff like that to try to get rid of my cramps. I always had to have a heating pad. It was just really crazy dealing with the pain. Because on top of that, on top of having the endometriosis, I had ovarian cysts. If you guys want to hear a story time about me finding out that I had ovarian cysts, just comment that down in the section below, and I will make a video on myself having ovarian cysts and my story time behind that. Because sometimes things just happen to your body and you can't control it, and sometimes you can. Sometimes you can take precautions and take care of yourself. If you're taking care of yourself and you're exercising and you're eating right and you're eating your fruits and vegetables and you're not binge eating at night and you're not eating crappy food and desserts and candy and chocolate all the time, then you could probably prevent these things. Those are a few of the things that I went through with the endometriosis. It was really mostly the abdominal pains that were incredibly out of this world. Even sometimes without menstruating, I would have abdominal cramps. I honestly tried to exercise through a lot of the pain when I did have endometriosis. I don't know if it really ever made a difference by exercising when I already had it and found out that I already had it, because after the second time I found out that I had it, I was kind of felt like I was doomed. So then when I found out that I had endometriosis for the third time, I wasn't being active at all. All last year, I really wasn't being active. I only started getting active the end of last year. We are now in 2021, so I really was only getting active, the last probably 2 to 3 months, mostly I'll say the last 2 months of 2020, because it was a depressing year. It really was. And I never knew, I really didn't know if I was going to be able to have a resolution to this issue. And so when you're going through endometriosis and you feel like you need to talk to somebody, talk to somebody. Because depression is real. And let me tell you, if you feel like you can't talk to anybody, therapists really do work. I have a therapist and he helps me out a lot. He gives me the tools that I need so that I can be calm, so that I don't start fights, so that I don't overthink myself or underthink myself. And he's a friend that I really need that helps me. And I do say that because I really do think that my therapist is a friend to me. In my mind, I feel like he's helping me so that I can get over all these fears and all these problems that I'm going through. Therapy helps. So I'll leave a number down here too so that you can call and make an appointment with anybody, or if you just need to talk to anybody, because depression sucks, and so does everything else that comes along with depression, panic attacks, having insecurities, being bipolar, anything like that. Therapy does help. I can tell you that. I am somebody that has a therapist. It helps me. So if you know that you're going through a lot mentally because of this, just talk to somebody. And if you feel like you don't want to talk to a therapist, at least talk to a family member, a neighbor, a friend, so you don't have to bottle your emotions up, because you don't want to feel sad and depressed during this time of your life. So that's just another piece of advice that I can give you guys while talking about this condition. I just want to stress to you guys to get your yearly checkups. Get your yearly checkups. And if you feel like there's anything abnormal about your period, talk to your doctor. Ask your doctor, I might feel like I have something going on down there. Can you check for fibroids? Can you check for ovarian cysts? Can you check to make sure I don't have any endometriosis? Can you check to make sure I don't have a UTI? Can you check to make sure I don't have a bacterial infection? These are all things that can turn horrible in any woman's body. Period, poo. So make sure that you are talking to the doctor and checking yourself and cleaning yourself regularly. That's our duty as a woman, to make sure that we're clean down there. Especially if you're a woman and you do a thing. That's all I have to say about that. Going back to my story time, let's go back and rewind about the part 3. Like I was telling you, I finally was to the point to where I could get a appointment. Now, this is when I found out, okay, I have endometriosis again. I want to figure out a resolution so that I don't have to keep having these surgeries that I've gone through. Having the endometriosis removed sometimes works for people and it sometimes doesn't. The ablation, when they burn it out, sometimes it works for people, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes they cut it out. It depends on the woman. My body was going through a whole lot of things. My body, I had the endometriosis. I had the ovarian cyst. I had the flopped ovary. So these are things in my mind where I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go talk to my doctor and figure out a resolution. So I made an appointment to talk to my doctor about a resolution, which is a hysterectomy. And he wanted to make sure that I got every test that I needed to get so that I had a clear file, that I was a clear candidate for having a hysterectomy. I got an MRI. I also had gotten a CAT scan of my uterus. I also ended up getting a pap smear. These are the things where they found the endometriosis, and they found another ovarian cyst on my right ovary. They found also fibroid on my cervix. So my doctor told me that if I really was serious about having a resolution with this endometriosis, that I would consider having a hysterectomy. And that was my answer to not living in pain ever again, or not having to have the endometriosis come back ever again. So I told my doctor, let's do it. I said, I don't think I'll ever want to have kids anymore. I already have six children. Well, they're not all children, but I already have, 4 boys and 2 girls. I have nieces. I have a goddaughter. So I tell myself, I'm not gonna have any kids because I don't want to start over again. Who really wants to start over again after having, multiple kids? Not me. One thing that I did feel upset and sad about is that I'm a married woman and I do have a family. I love my family. My husband and I we don't have biological children together. We have children together and through the soul and through the heart, but we don't have a biological child with both of our genes together. And that was one thing that I struggled with when making a decision of having a hysterectomy, and it kind of put me in a small depression. And that's where I told you therapy does work, because as soon as I had that first little doubt in my mind that I was okay, I think I'm feeling kind of sad a lot, let's go ahead and call my doctor so that I can make sure that I can get a therapist. I need somebody to talk to. I also talked to family and friends and my husband, and he told me maybe you should. If you feel it would help you, then you should. So I do, and I still talk to my therapist even now. So my doctor says, okay, we have our files, now let's go ahead and get you a date. We're gonna get you a date as soon as you get the results back. So he calls me back and he tells me, okay, we're gonna get you a date so that you can get your hysterectomy. So this is my story. I'm sticking to it, you guys. It was a very, very rough road, okay? I can tell you that this all happened in October of 2020. So he tells me in November of 2020, we have our case. This is right before Thanksgiving. I've gone through the MRIs, I've done this and I've done that, I've done all that. And so he tells me, okay, we have everything. We need to get the results back from everything. We get the results. We make an appointment. He says, let's get the hysterectomy date. So he calls me back and he says, okay, well, we're trying to get you in, but we need to make sure that there's going to be a room for you due to the COVID and everything. We want to make sure that you are safe because it should take a day or 2. Usually it's not an outpatient thing. New technology, things have changed, but it usually is not. So I get a call and I'm in a lot of pain by then. And this is right after Thanksgiving, before Christmas, and they tell me that the days they can't get me in before Christmas. So I'm sad by then because I'm thinking, okay, I have to go through my holidays in pain. I knew that I was going to have to deal with it because by then it was really bad. I was having very painful menstrual cycles, but not only very painful menstrual cycles, I was having stomach pain and back pain off and on all throughout the day. That's how bad it was. It got so bad that I was taking quite a bit of Tylenol, extra strength Tylenol, and my husband started getting worried about that. And right before Christmas, woke up one morning and I was menstruating and I was just having the worst day. And then my stomach was in balls. My back hurt so bad. I could barely walk to the bathroom, but I had this piercing pain right here in my side here. Mostly towards my back, but right here in my side. And it took me out. You guys, when I tell you it took me out, I was crying in tears. Fetal position was not helping. I could not barely walk. My husband was so upset with me. He says, you know what? Come on, baby, we're going to take you to the ER. This is not normal. I'm worried. So I go to the ER and guess what? You guys, I'm passing a kidney stone because of the painkillers that I'm taking. I'm overdoing it. So it's causing kidney stones. So they were almost going to try to do surgery on me to get the kidney stone out. Thank God I passed it with the medicine that they gave me. But I was going through it. I was so stressed out. I was sad for the holidays. I really wasn't in the holiday spirit like I wanted to because of the endometriosis. But you know, sometimes you have to be when you have children and when you have a family and stuff. So lo and behold, Christmas Day, I get a call from Lolita. I love you, girl. And she makes the appointments for the surgeries. And she, at the time, was not feeling well. I knew she was sick. She sounded like she was sick. She says, I'm calling you to give you your appointment. I know you've been waiting for so long. She says, I'm so sorry. I'm sick. I'm calling from home. I'm working from home. We're all working from home. There's a lot going on because of this pandemic. So she says, here's your date. And she calls me and tells me your date's January 25th. And I was so happy. I was in tears. I was thanking the Lord. I called my mom. I called my sisters. I was so happy. And so January 30th, I get another call from Lolita, and she says, Monique, she says, they're trying to tell me that they want you to reschedule for February, and I know that's pushing you back. And I said, please, please. I said, I'm going through a lot. I'm still bleeding abnormally. I'm still, in a lot of pain. I said, I had to go through the holidays in pain, and I just want this over with. And you know what? She says, you know what? If you're still bleeding abnormally and you're still going through it, she says, I'm going to save your day. I'm going to try to keep your day. I'm going to fight for you. And you know what? We need people like Lolita. We need people that are kind, because you never know what anybody is going through. You never know what they're going through. They could have lost a loved one. They could be sick. They could be dying. They could have just had like the worst news, and you being kind to them, brighten them up a little bit, just gave them a little bit of sunshine, gave them a little hope, a little faith, a little smile inside. Thanks to Lolita, I am now never going to be in pain ever again. We are now in February. It is now February the 23rd, and it's a Tuesday, and I'm free from ever getting endometriosis ever again. I got hysterectomy before I was 40, but I kept my ovaries. If you want to get tips and advice about having a hysterectomy, I will link that down in the description down below. I did get a hysterectomy January 25th. I'm post-op 4 weeks in 2 days, and I'm healing very well, and I'm happy that I did it. It was the best doctor did remove a cyst from my right ovary. I got a hysterectomy with the removal of the fallopian tubes and the cervical area, and they did remove endometriosis before removing the uterus and fallopian tubes. So God is good all the time. That was just my decision for my body. I know that I won't have to ever think about endometriosis ever again. I know that I don't want to have kids, so this is something that I'm okay with. I won't be going straight into menopause because my doctor kept my ovaries. He did make sure that he removed fibroids, he removed the cyst and the endometriosis, and I'm healing well. I am able to walk my dogs. I'm able to clean lightly, and I'm listening to my body, and I'm learning to just listen to my body. I lost 15 pounds, more like 20, but I lost 10 pounds before my surgery because I wanted to be healthy before I got my surgery, knowing that this was something that was important to me. I knew I was going to be going under the knife. I knew I was going to be down for a while. So I did that. And I'm proud of myself, and I'm sustaining the weight, and I'm going to keep losing weight, and I'm going to keep living my life, and I'm going to keep spreading awareness about endometriosis. I'm going to keep saying, please, ladies, if you feel like something's wrong with your body, go get checked up. Call your doctor. Call a nurse. Make an appointment. Fight for your body. Because nobody knows what you're going through but you. If you like this video, please go ahead and go to part 1 to know what I'm talking about. Because once you go to part 1, you're going to have to go to part 2, because 1, 2, and then we're on 3. So if you're a little lost, go to Endometriosis Storytime part 1, and then go and watch part 2, and then you'll be updated to what I'm talking about right now. And also, don't forget to smash that like button, because you made it this far to the end. Why not? And if you really, really like it and you made it this far, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and put a red exclamation mark down in the comment section below, because you made it this far. This was a pretty long video. This was detailed of my life. So there it is there. And if you like plus size fashion, beauty, DIYs, recipes, and more, go ahead, hit subscribe, join the Diva squad, because I do things on here. And for lady over here, go ahead, hit that post notification bell next to subscribe, and go and join my Instagram tribe. Go and join my Facebook squad. Why not? It's fun over there too. Until next time, I hope you're having a good day or a good night, or whenever you're watching this, you be safe.